States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as the Honorable Linda Jackson gives our invocation this evening.
Almighty God, we acknowledge that you will hold us to account for the way we legislate and administer the affairs of our township and its fine people. We pray for your guidance as we do so. We pray that you will find us protecting the rights of all at all times, that our community and this nation will fulfill all of your purposes. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Clerk Sanders, please take the roll.
Treasurer Kavanaugh? Here. Clerk Sanders here. Trustee Jackson?
Here.
Trustee Reese?
Here.
Trustee Taylor?
Here.
Trustee King?
Here.
Supervisor McCray?
Here. Quorum is present. Next is the approval of the agenda.
To the chair,
Trustee Jackson,
I move approval of the agenda as written.
Support.
supported by Treasurer Kavanaugh. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no citizen comments this evening.
Oh.
And we, our special presentation person, Ms. LaFavor, had an accident. She's fine, but she won't be able to be here to present. And she's coming next week, is that right, Clerk?
Yes, I believe she's going to attend the following
Okay,
meeting.
so we'll move right on to consent agenda. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Okay, yeah, sorry to hear that.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, I move to approve the consent agenda items as follows. The minutes for the study session held on July 7th of 2026. The minutes of the regular meeting held on July 14th of 2026. The warrant list of bills as of August 11th of 2026 in the amount of $9,522,694.99. Advertisement for bid, Department of Public Services, Water Division, lead galvanized service line replacement project, Phase 3. The appointment of Mr. Harold Pagel as representative for the Redford Township Police and Fire Civil Service Commission, term ending December 31st of 2028. Knights of Columbus, Michigan Drive, Tootsie Roll on Redford Street corner businesses on October 8th through the 11th of 2026. Approval of the resolution for the Michigan Liquor Control Commission recommending issuance of a Class C liquor license to applicant Tammy McCrory, 457 Bistro, 25413 5 Mile Road for start of investigation process and final approval by the board with the process fee of $1,000.
Support.
This is supported by Trustee Taylor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Pagel, you want to say anything because you're here, or you just want to sit there? It's up to you. It's fine with me.
I'd just like to say it's an honor to serve the township I live in any way I can to help out, keep it the way it is and make it better every day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next is unfinished business. Chief Mansfield.
Good evening, Honorable Board. Looks like you get to hear a lot from myself and Mr. Dennis, so I'm happy to be the first one. I am here in front of you at the moment for the second reading of our parental responsibility ordinance that had been rewritten. Just to kind of touch little bits and pieces as a reminder. The parts that have been changed, we have added a definition of what an ORV is, an off-road vehicle, meaning any vehicle that is designed or modified for use to travel off-road or cross-country. An ORV includes ATVs, otherwise known as all-terrain vehicles, such as three-wheelers and four-wheelers, side-by-side vehicles, dirt bikes and mini bikes, and other similar type vehicles. This list is not all-inclusive because they keep coming up with more. Some ORVs may be eligible for a Michigan ORV license and a trail permit, but are not street legal. Another quick change was simply matching the state emancipated minor age of 18 as compared to 17 now. Down at letter G, to prevent the minor having access to or illegally riding any off-road vehicle that the parent or guardian stores or leaves the ORV unattended on the premises under the parent or guardian's control, and who knows or reasonably should know that a minor is or is likely to be present shall do one or more of the following: secure the ORV in an area locked and inaccessible to the minor, secure all keys to the ORV in a manner inaccessible to the minor. And lastly, number H, letter H, to prevent the minor from engaging in the repeated use of tobacco or vapor products, tobacco or THC, or keeping tobacco and vapor products in his or her possession, whereas the minor is charged with a misdemeanor under MCL 742.6224C. That's what I have. I'm looking for a motion to approve this second reading of the amendment.
Okay, I know last time we didn't have much of any questions. I think this is something that needs to be done to continue to make it safe to be on the streets in Redford for everybody, our children, as well as people that are driving around. So, questions from the board? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reed.
I move approval of the second reading to amend ordinance number 299A, chapter 58, article 8, section 58-303, parental responsibility.
Support.
Supported by Clerk Sanders. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Until
Thank you,
next
Chief.
time.
Thank you, Chief.
Move along to, the next item is the revised first reading of the zoning ordinance article. Director Dennis, Mr. Smith? Okay, Jason will take care of it, okay. Just don't want to leave anybody out.
Honorary Board, thanks for having us this evening. Good to see everyone again. The front yard use ordinance is a task that the Planning Commission was assigned to several months ago. We've been before you with some recommended language. We've talked this through, and the last time we spoke, we had a handful of items that we wanted to think about and talk about, and have myself provide you with some ideas on what types of language we could use to address some of the issues that you were discussing at our previous study session. The memo that you have from me, with the way trim letterhead, very color-coded. I tried to make it as simple as I could.
Sure.
But you'll see that the new language that is in addition to what we discussed at the previous meeting is in blue. And these are the new items that I wanted to talk about. First, pretty straightforward, the definition section, which is section C. We incorporated the definition for front yard. That, full disclosure, is a copy paste from the definition section of the zoning ordinance that is already existing. We're not creating a new definition. We're simply just providing that in this portion of the ordinance as well to make it simple, since we are really talking about front yard use. I think it's important to have that here as well. Secondly, also in this mini definition section is outdoor yard displays. This is leading into language further on where we got into discussions about seasonal decorations and how to handle those. So providing an outdoor yard display definition to have people understand what we mean by that. Then jumping down to section C is temporary outdoor displays, and this is when we get into the seasonal items. And the language there is to allow for those temporary outdoor displays, but providing some parameters in timing when they can go up and when they need to come down. So here we have temporary outdoor displays associated with a holiday celebration or event shall be permitted, provided that such displays are removed no later than 60 days following the holiday or event. In no case shall temporary outdoor displays be maintained on a property for more than 120 cumulative days during any calendar year. So that gives you about 4 months to have your holiday displays out. And once the holiday ends, 60 days after that is when we would limit those to be displayed. Lastly, skipping down to the permitting option. I know this is one of the topics that we talked about in a lot of detail, whether to have a permit or not. It was one of the questions. But what I tried to provide here is an idea of if a permitting process was something that the board wished to follow, that here's a policy that may fit in with how the township currently functions with permits, while also providing some parameters for how to enforce front yard raised bed vegetable gardens. So I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. The permitting process associated with this front yard use ordinance would be strictly confined to front yard raised bed vegetable gardens. We're not going to ask for a permit for people to plant flowers or, normal traditional landscaping. This is strictly for those raised bed vegetable gardens. And I think there was some confusion on that a little at our previous meeting, but I want to make sure that was clear. Permit required. The permit process would be through the Township Public Services Department. That's typically how our permitting processes are handled, so I thought they would be best suited to handle that. An application would be required with a sketch plan. Can be a hand-drawn sketch by a property owner, providing a sketch of their front yard and just a simple site plan drawing, where here's where my beds are going to be, here's the size, and here's how far they set back from my property line, that type of detail. So simple sketch plan, so we're not gonna ask them to hire an architect to come out and survey the property and all that, something simple. And why this is important, I believe, is because if you're going to have a process or an ordinance that you're going to ultimately enforce, then you have to have detail. First, the applicants need to be educated on what they can do. You don't want retroactively to come back and say, well, we didn't have a process, we didn't have a registration process of any kind. They installed their raised bed vegetable gardens, and then someone makes a call or a complaint, or a code enforcement officer goes out and recognizes, oh, this doesn't meet our ordinance. Well, they were never told what does or doesn't meet our ordinance, so it's tough to meet it when you don't know. So that's part of the education process. When they come in for the application and provide that information to the township, they also at the same time will understand kind of the parameters, what they're allowed to do. The permitting review process, not unlike what we do now, it would be reviewed by the Public Service Department. We have some detail in here for that it'd be 5 business days or less that it be reviewed, so pretty quick. Upon the termination, the application complies, that there be a written response to the applicant that they meet, permit, they were issued the permit. If denied, they would be explained why they were denied. And then finally, the Public Service Department would maintain all of those permits, so we'd have a record on who has permits, how many are there, where are they at. Permit fees, that is up to you all. So I did not recommend a dollar amount. We went from free to $5 to $10. That is going to be something that would be up to the township board. I did look, garage sales are like $5. I think that's $5 or $10 for garage sale registration, so pretty minimal fees for those. Now, permit expiration. We talked about before, if the front yard vegetable garden is being unused, what to do about it? Do we let it just stay there forever? Do we have any recourse to ask them to remove it if it's not being used? So the idea here with the permit expiration is it'd be an annual renewal, again, at a fee or no fee that the township board would decide upon. The annual renewal would be a simple process where we already have if no changes are being made, we already have your permit on file, we already have your sketch plan on file. It would be a simple, quick renewal, and that'd be annual. In the event that you do not renew annually, within 60 days, then that would trigger a process to potentially remove, it could also notify the Public Service Department, maybe this isn't being used anymore. perhaps we have a recourse then to require those to be removed in the event that they're not being used. Now, this language is embedded in the policy here. In the event that the board decides, we don't really want to do a permit process, or we want to do something different, we could utilize similar language here within the ordinance itself to require removal in the event that they are not being used. And then some language here for permit revocation. So in the event that somebody is not following policy or not following the ordinance, or is not complying with code enforcement, or fails to comply with any type of enforcement, that there'd be some recourse for the township to require those to be removed and the permit to be revoked. So that is what I've come to you today with the new information to be discussed, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Well, I just want to say that I see you've taken everything the board had talked about or were concerned about. It seems like you've inserted something in here to speak to that. I have a question just because it just came to my head about this, is that when the permit gets revoked, if they're not doing something, if the building department now, first they warn them and then it's a step of fines, does it get revoked with the first fine, or does it get revoked when it goes to court? I mean, what causes that action?
Yeah, so I guess I'll speak to what I know, and maybe
Okay.
Mr. Dennis can speak in more
Yeah.
detail on that. But my thought was we would default to our township policy and enforcement. I believe there is a warning first, right, Mike?
Yep,
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
steps.
Yes, they would get a warning letter, then go through a 3-step process. If they don't comply, then we do an A series and go to court.
So when they go to court, that's when we get notification that they've been revoked, because we're at court now.
Well, it'll be enforceable by court if they don't do it when we ask them. Now,
Yeah.
Here's your letter.
Okay.
They don't want
Right.
to do it, then 1, 2, 3, they're fined.
Yep,
By the time they're done, it's $525.
Sure.
And then it goes to court if they don't pay it.
okay.
Yep.
That's all you need to know.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem.
Questions from the board?
To the chair?
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
I had a question when I read your memo under section 3.05, the red part. I personally didn't know what environmentally beneficial practices are, as far as, is there examples, or did I miss where that is?
Environmentally beneficial practices?
Yeah,
Okay, I see it now.
it's twice, it's both in A and in above the front yard use
Got it.
section, so, I mean, I personally don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's a broad statement, yeah. I guess it's not a black and white term. It's just encouraging, so the first mention is in the purpose and intent, so we're not really, we're just trying to give you an idea of what the point of this ordinance
Okay.
is. And one of the points of this ordinance is to allow gardening, landscaping, trees, and so on, and also environmentally beneficial practices. Now, we don't define that specifically. I would think that is a pretty subjective term, and then we ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
okay,
I recognize that is a kind of a gray area, but it's not defined clearly,
okay.
yeah.
Also, in section G, I wanted to find out, because I know that, that structures are not to exceed or even, let's see, raised bed shall not be the height, but I wanted to find out, and I don't know if hoop houses or hoop structures, if they are that small, or can you use hoop structures that would be, that would not exceed the 48? Because I'm not sure. I don't know if they make them that small or if people would use them, but I've also seen hoop structures that are not see-through. They've got like a cream-colored plastic over them. So again, I'm not sure as to what is available, but does that include hoop structures if they would use them that size?
I'm trying to think of if you're administering this ordinance. So first off, the raised beds can only be 12 inches tall. So are there 18-inch hoop houses? Or 12, I don't think there are.
Okay,
Not something I thought of, but people could be
Yeah,
creative, I guess. So in my mind, this isn't something that regulates hoop houses.
Okay.
You know, it's really not any kind of covering of any kind. It's a raised bed with a vegetable garden. We have support structures that are provided as options, but those are things like to hold up your tomato plant or, you know, things like that. It's not, a hoop house wouldn't be considered that.
Yeah, I know that they use them, I know, for when it's cold or
Yeah.
for frost because they want to, starters or whatever. I know very, very little. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, because when I go down my neighborhood, there are hoop houses that people do put in their side of their house. So that's why when it came up, I go, okay, will they make that? And like I said, it has to be see-through, even if they do put something over, let's say, something that is coming up and they don't want frost to, of course, kill it. So, I don't know,
Yeah.
I mean, just wondering.
So one thing I'd say with the zoning ordinance is hoop houses aren't explicitly shown as being permitted in the front yard. So my rule is if it doesn't say it's allowed, then it's not allowed.
Okay, okay,
So I guess that would be my response to that.
okay, all right, thank you.
Anything else for Kevin?
No, that's it, thank you.
Any other questions from the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Jackson?
the young man that brought this before us came to us because his neighbors objected to his front yard garden. I think that was, am I correct with that? For people, I mean, no matter what the percentage is of people who want front yard gardens, for the people who don't want front yard gardens next to them or in their neighborhood, one garden for them is 100%. For that reason, I'm okay with all of the other language in this ordinance, but I would like all of the language allowing front yard gardens removed. I mean, there are things that are in there that would address other items that I think it's important that they be addressed, but I do not support front yard gardens.
Other questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese?
With the reapplication process, if we do end up going that route, so they already have the drawing on file, they already have the approved thing, it's been a year. Is that something they can just call or email, or do they have to physically come in to reapply every year?
They would have to, you come in our office.
They'd have to come in. So is that required, or could we have a way where it's emailed this
They
address?
can do it online.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I wanted to make sure. I don't want people, once they've gone through the work, I don't want the inconvenience every year of having to like come in physically and say, can I do another year? It's like, yeah, you're approved. You're just
We just
extending.
started the online process.
Okay.
Late last year, so that
Fantastic.
they can do it simple that way.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. And then I'll just express that I think the permitting approach was a compromise. I'm not really for it generally, but I do think it, like you said, it performs the functions that I was looking for, which is somebody has front yard raised bed, they love it, they sell their house, they move away, 3 years later it's still there, just sitting there deteriorating. We now have a mechanism to actually let people, either the township proactively or someone can call and say, hey, I have this neighbor with these defunct raised beds, and we have some recourse. So I think if we go with the permitting, just my opinion, I think it should be free. I think no charge. I think the people who've advocated for this have worked really hard to get it to this point. And if we found that we had 150 people and it was a big administrative cost, sure, let's look at it again. But I don't expect that to be the case. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Okay, and I will say, I think it's good that we have it in there, that if we want to add that in, I mean, if it's a small amount of people and the cost is not overwhelming for the township, but if for some reason everybody wants to do it, then it would be a reason to go back and start charging because of the administrative costs of it all. So, but I think it's in there and that gives us the flexibility. I like that flexibility. Any other questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
Just a comment, Jason, I want to thank you. I know we've been working on this for a really, really long time. And even though I'm not a huge fan of the permit process, I understand the desire from some board members to want it. And I think that once we put it into place and see how it's working, we can always revisit an ordinance and make changes as we see how it's being used by the residents. But the language that you created for the permit process was simple and clear and easy to understand, and you managed to fit in everybody's concerns regarding yard decorations, permit issues, and things like that. So I appreciate all of the work that you put into this. I know we've been working on it for 10 months now, I think. So with that, I would like to approve the first reading of the proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance, Article 3, Section 3.05, front yard use.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Jackson.
No.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
No.
Trustee King.
No.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes. Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Moving on to new business, Director Dennis. 1 second.
1 second.
Time's up.
Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board, I did pass out before the meeting a concept design. We were meeting, just let me turn it back, okay? In regards to a proposed redevelopment, redoing Elsinore Street out here on the north side of the property, which would include a little piece of the marquee. We've been working on this for a little bit now, for the past year plus, come up with some concepts and some ideas, looking at funds and things of that nature. And I did provide to you, there was a quote from Wade Trim, an estimate to provide design services and project specifications for this project. Is the intention of changing the one-way street on Elsinore to a two-way traffic. So you could exit out here as well on Beach Daily and also go west. So we can have east-west traffic. We would put a boulevard in the middle. It would reduce some of the on-street parking. There is a chart at the bottom on your bottom left. We would at the top, in the bottom there, on-street existing is 51, and would go down by almost half to 19 spots, maybe a tad more. And the parking lot itself would not change, and then we would be adding some grass elements to the marquee. Really no longer need the amphitheater out there due to, we have the new amphitheater hill at the rec center. It was sort of a use done 20 years ago at the marquee when it was redeveloped. And so part of it, we would be changing that to some aggregate and grass. So we'd have more use of the north side of the marquee. Allow us then to have a fully functional sidewalk on both sides. And we would add grass actually to the north side of Town Hall. Currently, you can see on the red, where the corner of the building is, the red dots show where the opening is currently, because it's one way in, room for 1 to 2. And we would in turn open it up a little bit more, coming to the south. We would have a grass boulevard through the middle of Elsinore Street with parallel parking on both sides. The project started with Elsinore Street, and then when we realized we would like to have two-way traffic, we in turn then said that we had to do something with the marquee to allow that to happen. As we all know, the street is not in best shape. It is overdue for work, and this is a concept that we've been working on that we could do as affordable as possible. Again, if you look at the marquee, we are not changing much on the marquee outside other than moving the amphitheater. We're gonna put some benches along the west and the east, the fountain to be restored, and new lights, and then we would also have the grass, the whole front would be grass other than aggregate. It'd be an excellent spot for our farmers market, which can use more of the outside, different events. It allows more green frontage on the north side of the marquee itself. We would put columns and fencing, which matches our downtown along the parking lot, and get rid of that, the hedge out there that we have. And so we have worked very hard in regards to getting this concept to where it was very workable. I'd like to thank Wade Trim with providing these details. With that being said, we were hoping to approve the quote so we could go out to bid for this work that had for this concept. And they have submitted a proposal in the amount of $219,850, which multiple tasks for the project design and bidding phase. Again, this is to the reconstruction of Elsinore from two-way traffic flow and streetscape improvements along with some exterior plaza improvements. We have already done a survey of the street to see what we could do. The survey has been completed. We got that back about 2 weeks ago. We didn't want to move forward until we knew a little bit more about the survey. We do have a sewer line out there, make sure everything was good, a sewer line going north and south, one going east and west. Worked out great, just got that, and this is the first board meeting since we got the information. So I was hoping to move forward with this project, and any questions?
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am?
If you're coming out of the driveway from the marquee and you turn right going towards Beach Daily, and you get to the other driveway where you come into Town Hall on that corner, is it possible to have room, I'm not sure, I think it's 8 feet or more, to make a U-turn in order to go into Sandy's? Because I know that's a lot of what's going to happen there.
You could turn around and, yeah, as you're
Right,
going
there's
east.
enough room there?
As you're going
Yeah.
east. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, if you're
absolutely.
going
You can
east,
turn
you
around.
want to turn around, go west.
Not that you're supposed to make a U-turn in traffic. I'm not gonna get into that.
What the police will have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Parked on both sides. The
Yes,
parking
but-
right there. That's
but-
gonna be a tight turn.
It doesn't look like there's parking spots right across from the driveway.
No, there's
driveway.
not, so.
Yeah.
Can they
So,
do
no,
it?
I
Yeah,
just,
they
because
can.
that's what people are gonna do, and not that, yeah, unless you put cameras and you,
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, we
or
have,
park somebody there. I don't do it, I never.
we have
I know that's what people
we have
gonna do.
5 signs out there right now that say don't turn left.
I fear them, I do, I fear them.
Or turn
So, okay, I just wanted to make sure, because that's what people, they do stuff now anyway, so.
Yes, they do.
Okay, I digress. Can I ask what fund this is going to be coming out of?
Currently, it would be Fund 402. I
402.
did not have it at the time.
Okay.
I was asked, and that's why it wasn't on there. Our operations director is on vacation,
Yeah.
and when I wrote this,
Okay,
but that's where we have been paying. I just wanted to find out at the meeting. I knew I'd be asked.
okay,
So,
thank you,
You got it.
all done.
No problem.
Chair,
Trustee Jackson.
Director Dennis, it seems like Wade Trim had done all the preliminary work. So when it came to this $219,000, that it just wouldn't have made sense for anybody else to have bid on that particular work.
Well, this is a professional services contract that we have with Wade Trim.
So it's not like, it's just basically to approve the dollar amount, not necessarily to approve the vendor.
The what, I'm sorry?
Whenever I see dollars, I think competitive bid. But and I was just getting clear that they had worked on this from the very beginning, and this just happened to be a piece that we need to approve the funding for.
Hopefully, this is the last piece to get to the bidding, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
now,
it is.
do they have an opportunity to bid on the next phase that they're preparing the bid work for?
There would be a next phase. This is the bidding. We would take the bid, and then we do that work. And the only thing they would do is they would, like we do on our projects, they would do the oversight. So that would be the only piece left. They would, on this block, making sure they're doing the construction, they call it the CEI, construction engineering, inspection or construction oversight inspection, some firms call it differently. But that would be the only piece left. We've worked with them, we did the survey wasn't expensive, to do, one block. And this is the piece that they've been working on, so with the
So
concepts.
how long do you think this project is gonna take?
Well, if we bid it out, it's gonna take them 4 to 5 months to get this all prepared. We bid it out, hopefully in early winter. So in the spring, we're ready to rock and roll and move forward and get this Ready Road out of here. And it'll be ready hopefully, 1 year from now or by the end of 2027.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You got it.
Through the chair, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Mr. Dennis,
Yes, sir.
what was the benefit for going 2 lanes instead of just, keeping the 1 lane on Elsinore?
Because everyone uses it as 2 lanes now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that is a standing joke at the clerk's office. You can look out and there, I think I was just saying, there are 3 signs at that, right here that say, do not turn right, and everyone turns right. So, and then it'll just make it more feasible, friendlier to, come and go. If they want to go beach or they want to go back out to the left and go into the, subdivision.
Okay,
So,
okay, thank you.
no problem.
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor?
Mike, are these plans that we're looking at just kind of a first idea, or are these it? This is what you're doing?
We have gone through multiple concepts, and this was the most friendliest in price, have the more a impact to what we're looking for. Wade Trim, did their job. Hey, look at this, look at this. No, we can't do that. But this was that what we were looking for the street was first and foremost. The street, we're looking to do the street. This was, as this states at the corner, Elsinore. And then it was brought that, hey, we have to do something a little bit at the marquee to make this work. And since we don't, it would make the marquee friendlier. We get rid of the amphitheater, which is turning into a lot of maintenance right now. And it'll make this street for the next, 80 years look wonderful. So this led from a street just to the marquee part.
So to Treasurer Kavanaugh's point, with the driveway exiting out of the business area there with that large parking lot, and having that divided straight, would it not be feasible to open up that berm in the middle to allow traffic that's exiting from that business to either go east or west, and to allow traffic to enter into that business from the south?
Make it a turn lane area.
Yes.
And then we could just, connect a little bit. We could
Yeah,
further
open
down.
that up so people could do a turnaround, could turn into the business,
Absolutely.
could turn out of the business in either direction.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a very good idea.
Okay,
Makes sense.
thank you.
Mike, because we even have FedEx trucks that you make U-turns right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. It's crazy.
I'm gonna do that when I leave for to go to Sandy's, so.
Exactly. So if we make that open, it would be.
Absolutely.
No, you said that in front of the chief, right?
Yeah. Follow me, chief.
That's what I'm hearing, I'm hearing I should follow.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Put somebody
That's all
out
I-
there.
Other questions from the board?
I agree.
Wonderful idea.
Yeah,
Good point, you guys.
it is.
To the chair.
Yeah.
Trustee Reed?
So Mike, as you noted, this started as the streetscape, which I think no one can deny that needs to be done. The road is a mess. I think looking at what the plan for the marquee is, it's really nice. I'm always a bit hesitant. As we're still getting used to the new rec center, how much that will be used versus the marquee. My question to you is, when we get back some of these plans, like how easy will it be to kind of separate the two of the plan for the street and the marquee costs and stuff? My concern is we kind of get it at the end and it's all one big package. Everything's so integrated that it's like, we kind of have to
We
do
can
it all.
probably break up a little between the street and the marquee on the bidding.
Yeah,
There will probably have to be a little bit of work on the marquee
Of
when we do
course.
this because the sidewalk is just the outside of the amphitheater. The intention would be to move it over to allow some space between.
yep.
Once we do sit down on the next step, we can ask them just to look a little bit further into it.
Great, yeah, My only concern is how much we want to invest on that building.
Yep.
I know we just did $250,000 on the roof a couple years ago, and so in some ways, it's like, well, we better keep putting money into it, but I also, if we go another year or two and we find really the rec center is where all of our gatherings are happening and concerts, then this may not be all necessary, but
Well,
some of it for sure.
You still do the farmer's market rentals, weddings, graduation parties, our festivals, old-fashioned holidays. It's still used quite a bit from basically mid-May all the way through October when they close it down for the farmer's market and then
Yeah.
Christmas. So it's still pretty, because it's just an intimate setting, it's a wonderful setting, and it's a great use for an old building.
Certainly. Thanks, Mike.
No problem.
So I
To the
just
chair?
want to interject here that part of doing this is that we're opening up and getting rid of that fencing, everything so it's more open, which should give us more use for people that want to use that, because the stepped-in area of now is not of any use anymore for what we have. It also is going to put some kind of tables out there. We talked about, you see them in different places, like the cement table has a checkerboard in it, so people can go there and relax and get something to eat and sit there and play chess. And the hope here is to repurpose this as a little much quieter place for people that don't want to be over at the Rec and Wellness. They just want to go and read, or they want to chat or have their coffee. So, and it still keeps the building usable for all the other things that Mike said. So we're just trying to repurpose it and to open it up so that the uses are expanded.
Yeah, to the chair.
Yeah.
Totally. I think it's good that we're planning it. I'm sorry, I cut you.
No, that's all right. You guys have.
I just want to make sure the costs don't get so integrated that it's
Sure.
hard, because if we go, yeah, it's awesome, it's gonna be $750,000, well, then I might be less excited about checkerboards and.
Or $10 million, yeah, I
Correct.
understand. Right.
I just
No,
want to
no.
make sure we can really
Yes.
line item assess those things.
Yes, I agree. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Thank you.
Talk about money for your own.
Exactly. But also, I know that, Mike, isn't it true that the projects, if they are melded, are cheaper because of materials, not if you separate them out too much, but again, that's something that we'd have to look at, definitely. I did have a question. I do appreciate all the greenery, but are the starbursts, the light poles, are they going to remain the same?
Yep, yes, we would put
Okay.
in, well, my intention would be to match what's out on 5 Mile, on Beach Day.
Okay, okay.
That'd be my intention. That was my intention in 2008, but I didn't have that say at the time. It should match what's on our corridor because this is still part of the downtown district.
Yeah.
So I would like to see us do that if we could, just to match so it's all
Yeah.
the same.
I-
Same with benches and things of that nature, so.
Okay. No,
But
I-
if not, we would go back with matches the parking lot if we can't get something with that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
Good job.
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I move that we approve the proposal from Wade Trim Associates, Inc. to provide professional services to prepare the design plans and project specifications associated with the reconstruction of Elsinore Street from Beach Daily to Norborn Street and the Marquis of Redford Plaza improvements in the amount of $219,850. Do we need to list a fund?
Yeah.
Fund 402.
Yes.
Fund 402.
Support.
It's moved and supported, so the motion on the floor is to approve the proposal from Wade Trim Associates Incorporated to provide professional services to prepare the design plans and project specifications associated with the reconstruction of Elsinore Street from Beach Daily to Norborn and Marquis of Redford Plaza improvements in the amount of $219,850 coming out of Fund 402. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Reed?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike, you're up again.
This is an easy one. In front of you is a application for a MDOT noise waiver. MDOT is proposing to repave Telegraph Road in Redford Township next year, not this year. All my friends behind me. They are, right, Chief? She thought my memo said 2026, and so, yeah.
Yeah.
But So they're looking to, they're actually, the project will go from Fortson, which is just south of Schoolcraft. Then you're going all the way past Ford Road up to Michigan Avenue over the next year to 2 years on Telegraph. They're gonna be doing, just like they're doing Inkster Road, doing, storm drainage, sidewalks, things of that nature. But when they do a project on one of their major roadways, on State Trunk Road, they do ask if they could get a noise waiver, which would then take them a little bit past, working hours, might be, say that we say it's 7, and we work till 8. They just don't want to have an issue. They just asked all the communities along the corridor if they could do this. So ourselves, Dearborn Heights, Dearborn, Taylor, et cetera. So I was hoping that the board would grant the MDOT noise waiver for the MDOT project number JN 221894, starting for US 24 from Fortson to Plymouth, which I don't know why it doesn't say Joy, but they're saying Plymouth, so it's just Plymouth.
So it is Plymouth, not Joy.
That's what they have in their letter, so at this point, we'll just say Plymouth. So, but they're supposed to be going all the way south. So, at their last meeting, they started going south,
Are
but,
they going to Plymouth or not? I mean,
well, it says Plymouth. They were supposed to be going to Joy at the last meeting I attended, so, but at this point, they're just saying Plymouth. So, this is per the letter, so the noise waiver would be from Fortson to Plymouth Road. At the top, for the header.
The agenda, excuse me, through the chair.
yes, sir.
The agenda says Joy Road,
But
but the letter says Plymouth.
yes, I wrote in my memo, from Fortson Street, Joy Road for nighttime work operations. Because when I wrote it,
So,
I've been to their meetings,
Yeah.
and that's what they were saying. So they sent this out, and I did not look at the header that says Plymouth Road.
okay, so if you're south of Plymouth, you can complain about the noise.
I will come back. Yes, sir. Yes. And so, yes. But at the last meeting, they were going all the way south, and,
That's what they're gonna do,
yeah,
they're gonna do.
yeah. So
Yeah, they are.
I'll find out from him, and if we have to, we'll come back.
Okay.
To the chair,
Trustee Reese?
could we just proceed with Joy Road and then we're covered? I mean,
Well, if it was Joy Road, then it really wouldn't affect us, right?
No, from Fortson to Joy
Fortson
Road is
all
what
the
he's
way to
saying.
Oh,
Joy,
Fortson.
Just another mile.
I don't know why we'd say Plymouth and then potentially have to do it again.
Well, I guess, to me, if the letter says Plymouth Road, then why would we need to do it that way? And if there's nothing wrong, we'll come back.
Through the chair, I agree.
Trustee King.
I agree we go with the writing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Any other discussion?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor?
Mike, is there any loose definition of what nighttime work is? Is that up to MDOT at that point? Could they work at 2 in the morning if they wanted to, once we approve this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they could if it's for, nighttime operations as well. They get done faster getting off of, 4-lane road. They don't do it a lot, but what they may just end up doing is just paving at nighttime. You see a lot of that on the freeways because it's cooler for them to work. They can get a lot of work done because there's less cars, it's safer for them. So they would just, I think, what they've done in the past, it's just paving at nighttime, but they would do their heavy work at night, or during the day.
And there's not a lot of residential close to Telegraph in that stretch, is there? You've got all the stores
Well,
and those shopping
for us,
malls.
yeah, it's on the Detroit side, and then when you get up a little bit, just that area, when you go past Plymouth Road to Joy, there's houses just on
Yeah.
the other side, but not in that stretch,
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you.
no problem.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reese?
I move approval of noise ordinance waiver for the Michigan Department of Transportation MDOT road repaving repair project on US 24 Telegraph Road from Fordson Street to Plymouth Road for nighttime work operations expected to begin spring of 2027.
Support.
Supported by Trustee Jackson. The motion is for approval of the noise ordinance waiver for Michigan Department of Transportation MDOT road repaving repair project on US 24 Telegraph Road from Fordson Street to Plymouth Road for nighttime operations expected to begin in September of 2027. Any other questions? I think we can do all in favor. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you, have a good night.
thank you, Mr. Dennis. Chief Mansfield,
It's me again.
yeah, you get to take us home on this whole project. so.
All right, hopefully this will be quick. Honorable Board, my first two items before you are in regard to the same concept, Clemis. We're not talking about something exciting here. This is our dispatch, like our software system. It goes to our cars, it's our record management system. This is where we keep our evidence, how we track our property, how we write our traffic tickets, all kinds of good stuff. That's what Clemis is. What this is referring to, over the years, Clemis has been run by Oakland County. It was an Oakland County initiative that was really originally only a few different departments. And as you can see from my memo, it's expanded over 260 agencies across 9 different counties. And to be perfectly honest, it just plain outgrew Oakland County individually. So what happened is all of the departments that were part of Clemis got together and formed an authority. So quite simply, this is gonna be the exact same service, it's gonna run the exact same way, only it's going to be governed by a body of the members, which is always a good thing, rather than just one individual agency. So what I'm asking for in this first one, because the first one is quite simply a resolution for Redford Township to join the authority, right? Join the actual governing body. It is important to note that when it's transitioning from just the Oakland County into the Clemis Authority, there's no change in pricing. It's all the same. So that, to me, that's very important. We're not getting dinged any more than what we normally would for any, annual increase that we can expect. And I say this from the police side, but the fire department also uses it as part of their dispatch system, though their portion is much smaller, right, than the law enforcement aspect of it. So quite simply, I'm just asking this board to approve the resolution for the Charter Township of Redford to join the Clemis Authority.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
Through the chair.
Trustee King,
I move approval of the resolution for the Redford Township Police and Fire Departments to join the Clemis Authority.
Support.
supported by Clerk Sanders. So the motion on the floor is approval of the resolution for Redford Township Police and Fire Department to join the Clemis Authority. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
All right.
Okay,
Number 2, with Clemis. Quite simply, what I'm asking for here has to do with the participation agreement, which literally just kind of lays out the intricate aspects of joining the authority in and of itself. I neglected to mention prior, legal has already reviewed all of our documents. They've given us the blessing, and in fact, they're involved in a couple other agencies. So we're not the only one that they're looking at these for. What I'm looking for on the participation agreement is quite simply the approval of the participation agreement between Charter Township of Redford, representing both the Redford Township Police Department and the Redford Township Fire Department, with Supervisor Pat McCray as our signatory.
okay, questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Jackson,
I move approval of the participation agreement between Clemis Authority and the Charter Township of Redford, representing the Redford Township Police Department and Redford Township Fire Department, with Supervisor Pat McCray as the signatory.
Support.
supported by Trustee Reese. So the motion on the floor is approval of the participation agreement between Clemis Authority and the Charter Township of Redford, representing Redford Township Police Department and Redford Township Fire Department, with Supervisor Pat McCray as the signatory. Any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay.
2 down, they aren't exciting.
Yes?
Third one, want to talk a little bit about the position of a crisis clinician. Over the years, it's been talked about nationwide, the idea of a social worker being embedded at a police department. It was a wild idea at first, right? A lot of people were like, oh my God, is this ever going to work? We've been lucky enough that we've had a contract crisis clinician as a way of trying the concept out, right? We wanted to make sure that this idea was gonna work for Redford Township. And the amounts of work that a clinician can get just here in our township, it's really astronomical, whether that person can be working with the police department, with the fire department. I know there's a lot for Redford Interfaith Relief, but we're always trading people all over the place. As such, now that we know that the position is a success, what we wanted to do is solidify it. We wanted to make sure that this is no longer a contractor. We want to have a person that is really, truly Redford Township's crisis clinician, not just a contract worker. As such, I went in front of the Employees Civil Service Commission, and they approved a job description. And as always, I did not reinvent the wheel, right? We all know that. Took it for some other local communities that have already moved in this direction. And they gave us a resounding yes when they approved our job description and created that. I then worked with Director Bonarack as far as looking at comps and comparable different positions in the area, and working with Director Bonarack and the finance team. We are asking that this position of a crisis clinician embedded here in the township with the police department be placed at a grade 4 on the appointed employee salary schedule. And yes, while he's not here, Director Bonarack has approved that.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Oh, my.
Oh, man.
I thought I was gonna get out of here with no
Trustee Jackson.
questions. What do you got, ma'am?
They're quick and easy.
Yes, ma'am.
The grant that we had for this position.
Yes, ma'am.
That grant ran out.
That grant actually expires at the end of September, and it will renew, well, it can renew October 1st. I know Captain Burris is watching that grant application period like a hawk, because I will still apply for that and see if we can get it again, but I never know.
So if we get the grant again,
Mhm.
then this person will not become, she will still remain contract.
No, that's false.
Okay,
The grant is not for the particular company. The grant is for the concept of a crisis clinician and an embedded social worker.
so we could use those funds to pay.
Yes, ma'am. It would change how we would write our grant.
Right. Treasurer Kevin, were you next? No? Oh.
She took the words right out of my
Oh.
mouth.
All right, good.
Yeah, it just changes the way we write the grant.
Okay. To the chair.
Okay. Trustee Taylor?
Is it the intention to keep our current crisis clinician with this creation of an in-house job?
She would absolutely be welcome to apply, but this would be a valid job posting, so other
So
people
we
would
have
have
to
to apply.
post. She's not guaranteed the position.
No,
Oh, yeah,
Who has?
I know.
Okay,
she will be encouraged to apply.
awesome. Thank you.
Other questions from the board?
Just one more quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Jackson?
I know there's steps within each grade.
Yes, ma'am.
Has that been designated yet, which step this person would start at?
No, ma'am, and I think that would be determined upon the individual candidate and what qualifications that they bring with them.
Okay, so
That would be something that would be negotiated as part of their contract
Yep.
of how they would place there. Because there's a lot of qualifications for this position. We're
Yes.
asking a lot of this person.
Yep. Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor?
I move to approve a grade 4 on the appointed employee salary schedule for the crisis clinician position.
Support.
Won't be a motion to create the position?
No, civil service created the
They already
position.
did.
So it's already been created,
The-
so
the
we're
job-
just approving the grade then?
Yes, ma'am. You're
Okay.
just approving the salary level.
Thank you, all right.
And that was seconded by Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Yep.
So the motion on the floor is approval of the grade for on the appointed employee salary schedule for the crisis clinician position. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Announcements from the board.
Thank you, sir.
To the chair,
Trustee Reeves.
I just wanted to welcome the Boy Scouts out tonight, Troop 401.
Hey.
Yes.
Glad to have you guys. Are you working on your citizenship and community?
I'm working on communications as well.
Awesome.
Wow.
Get your merit badges, so glad to have you here, and it's, as a former Boy Scout, I don't know, I guess you're always a Boy Scout. Glad to see you guys and grateful that we still have troops in the area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else from the board?
We're gonna have Deputy Seaside come up and.
Okay, please.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet so you guys can go home. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who helped make the primary election a success, especially our clerk staff, election inspectors, and everyone that supported the process. We are pleased to say that we saw a 33% increase in voter turnout compared to the August 2024 presidential primary, and a 27% increase compared to the 2022 August governor primary. On August 4th, 11,339 Redford residents voted, representing 26.9% of our population. Of those voters, 541 of them voted early, 4,862 voted at their precinct on election day, and 5,936 voted absentee. Those numbers are something we can be proud of, and we hope to continue that momentum into November. Our main focus is voter education. So we encourage residents to follow the clerk's office Facebook page and visit the township website for election updates, important deadlines, and voting information. We also are looking for additional election inspectors, if anyone wants to do that. If you're interested in doing your civic duty and helping our community, applications are available on our website. Thank you again to everyone who helped make August a success. We look forward to building on that success and increasing voter participation into November. Any questions?
Well, I just want to say that the whole setup for this, the clerk's office put together, their training, I mean, they had little things on the board that says, that tells how many people voted. They had T-shirts, so they made voting more welcoming, and especially the way things are now, people get a little nervous going to vote because of the way other things are happening elsewhere. But the clerk's office did an outstanding job to make voters feel comfortable and welcome when they come to vote, and I think that reflects in the numbers, so great job, Clerk Sanders, and the rest of her. Other comments from the board? I just got one. I just want to make sure that National Night Out, as hot as it was, somebody made a nice breeze so we could get by. I want to thank, the Chief Mansfield for putting it together and being out there in the heat, and all the people, the firefighters were out there, the police department was out there, DPS was out there. I mean, and we had the horses from Wayne County out there. I mean, it was a wonderful setting. It showed off our ability to make something good for our families, give people a chance to meet and greet all the police and firefighters that maybe they only see when there's an emergency. And so it's a much more relaxed. So kudos to everybody that was included in National Night Out, and thank you. Anything else before the board? Hearing none, this meeting's adjourned.
I have a quick question.